Most people who visit Las Vegas still believe the Bellagio is the crown jewel of the Strip. The fountains, the conservatory, the marble lobby floors, the artwork, everything about it screams classic luxury. But what most tourists don't realize is that behind the perfect image, the Bellagio is struggling to keep that illusion alive. The building is aging, the costs to maintain it are exploding, and MGM's corporate cost-cutting strategy is starting to show in ways that regular visitors are finally noticing. The Bellagio still looks flawless in marketing photos. The reality inside tells a completely different story. The Bellagio opened in 1998, designed by Steve Wynn to redefine luxury in Las Vegas. Back then, luxury meant overstaffing. Bellman greeted you before you even touched your bags. Cocktail servers knew your drink after one order. Dealers joked with you like you were part of some secret society. You felt taken care of regardless of how much money you were spending. Today, the Bellagio still charges luxury prices, but the experience has quietly shifted to efficiency, automation, and corporate strategy. The problem is that a hotel built around personal service cannot survive when the people delivering that service are being cut. Guests have noticed. People are paying $400, $500, sometimes $700 per night on weekends, and instead of personal check-in, they're being pushed to kiosks. The front desk lines stretch through the lobby during peak times because half the desks aren't staffed. Housekeepers have publicly shared that they're assigned more rooms with fewer breaks, and rooms aren't always ready by check-in time because staff has been reduced. The Conservatory, the massive floral exhibit Bellagio is famous for, is stunning, but tourists don't realize how expensive it is to maintain. Bellagio spends millions every year on seasonal displays that generate zero direct revenue. It's a marketing attraction, not a profit center. Hundreds of workers used to build and maintain these displays. Now MGM restructures departments to reduce labor costs, and that sense of craftsmanship disappears. Maintenance issues are also increasing because the building is now over 25 years old. Travelers on TripAdvisor and Reddit have posted photos of cracked tiles, stained carpets, furniture with peeling veneer, malfunctioning AC units, and slow plumbing. Guests say the rooms feel like a fancy hotel from 2007. The Bellagio recently started selectively renovating certain floors, but the upgrades are surface level, new wallpaper, different lamps, without addressing deeper mechanical aging, and the price increase after renovation doesn't match the actual improvements. One review summed it up perfectly. Bellagio charges Four Seasons money for mid-tier results. In 2023, the MGM cyberattack exposed just how vulnerable the resort was. Digital keys stopped working, players couldn't cash out, ATMs shut down, guests waited in line for up to 6 hours just to check in because the system had no manual backup plan. The value of luxury disappeared overnight because no one could even get into their rooms. MGM later admitted in financial filings that the cyber attack cost them roughly $100 million. That was a moment that permanently changed how people viewed the Bellagio's operations. You can have fountains choreographed to music, world-class restaurants, and $2,000 suites, but when the Wi-Fi and key systems fail, everything else collapses. On top of that, Bellagio's operating costs are enormous. The fountains require constant maintenance, water treatment, and thousands of lights and jets that need replacement. At the same time, Las Vegas faces water restriction pressure from the Colorado River drought, making the fountains a constant target in environmental debates. The Conservatory consumes massive resources while generating no direct profit. MGM can't remove it because it's tied to Bellagio's identity, but every year, leadership debates whether it's worth the expense. The pressure to cut costs elsewhere keeps growing. Competition on the Strip does not make things easier. Resorts like Wynn and Encore continue to dominate customer satisfaction rankings, and Fontainebleau, despite its struggles, is brand new and visually modern. Venetian and Palazzo offer massive standard rooms, dwarfing Bellagio's smaller, older layouts. Even mid-tier properties like Resorts World are stealing guests by offering newer rooms for less money. Bellagio's luxury is based on nostalgia, not on being the most modern or innovative. The risk is that nostalgia fades. Service is the most noticeable decline. Cocktail servers and dealers have spoken anonymously through union surveys and online forums about increased table assignments and reduced staffing. Guests who once received free drinks for simply sitting at a slot machine now have to meet a minimum betting level that is tracked digitally. Comps that used to be offered based on vibe or friendliness now require data tracking through MGM's loyalty program. Instead of a human host rewarding you for loyalty, a computer analyzes your spending and determines whether you're worth a discount. Service is no longer human, it's algorithmic. One of the most embarrassing moments for the Bellagio happened in 2023 when a robbery occurred in the shopping area connected to the fountains. A man jumped into the fountains, swam across, ran into the shops soaking wet, allegedly robbed a Rolex store, and ran back out. Videos of police chasing a dripping suspect through the casino went viral. It showed how vulnerable the property could be despite all the security staff and cameras. Tourists joked that the fountains were becoming the Bellagio moat, but the story damaged the resort's prestige. The Formula One race in late 2023 created another backlash. MGM built massive grandstands over the fountains and blocked public view for weeks. The Bellagio spent millions setting up exclusive race viewing areas. But the event ran behind schedule, seats didn't sell like expected, and the inaugural year actually lost money. Guests who came to see the fountains, one of the most iconic free attractions in Vegas, couldn't. People online called Bellagio the hotel that hid its own fountain. That decision made the property look disconnected from what people love about it. The biggest problem Bellagio faces is that it cannot reinvent itself the way other casinos can. Its identity is locked into the late 90s vision of European elegance. The industry is shifting toward LED screens, nightclub energy, and sports arenas. Bellagio cannot become modern Vegas, and MGM knows it. Instead, they try to squeeze more profit out of what exists. Fewer employees, higher fees, higher room rates, higher drink prices, but you cannot shrink overhead on a property that requires thousands of workers to operate. The Bellagio was built for a version of Vegas where casinos made their money from gambling, not from parking fees, resort fees, or automated drink monitoring systems. Bellagio isn't collapsing in a dramatic way. It's not shutting down, it's fading through quiet erosion. Higher prices, fewer employees, more automation, more complaints, and older infrastructure. The resort hasn't lost its beauty, it has lost its soul. What made Bellagio special wasn't the fountains or the conservatory, it was the feeling that you were being taken care of. Today, Bellagio still sells luxury. It just doesn't consistently deliver it.